and welcome to the very, very first episode of the Philly 4 podcast. I'm your host, Peter Natchian, and this used to be Peter's Power Play. Now this is the rundown for today's show. First, I will be giving you guys an explanation why I rebranded it from an All Flyers podcast to Philly Sports Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, Eagles, all them. And the reasoning was the Flyers, they're not doing the greatest right now. I mean, it's hard to make a podcast about just one sport. There wasn't much news with the Flyers through the off season, and even now, what am I supposed to make an episode about? Like during October, like those few weeks during October before the season starts, there's football and playoff baseball and all this, and basketball news is going on, and there's not much going on with the NHL and the Flyers besides preseason. What am I supposed to make a episode about? And my mom came to me and said, "Oh yeah, why don't you make it all Philly sports and have your friends on? Because they'll be much more open to coming on if it's about like the Phillies or the Sixers or the Flyers or the Eagles or the more popular things." And to be honest, the better teams. The Flyers aren't doing great right now. I mean, the future's bright. Everything else, I wouldn't say. So that's the reason behind it. I decided last week that I was going to do this, trying to plan, what to talk about, waiting for after week 4, and I'm trying to do it every Monday or Wednesday ish. Just because it'll be much more easy to talk about. I can have more people on, incorporate more things, and it'll just be easier to talk about. More people will listen, and you know, all that. And next thing we'll be talking about is Phillies postseason and my postseason predictions for the MLB. And then the next thing we'll be talking about is the 4-0 Philadelphia Eagles and breaking down their season upcoming, and then also that wild Commanders game that got a little too crazy towards the end. And then what I used to base this show off of all around is the Philadelphia Flyers and their season preview going into the season, all and what I think might happen later in the year. I already predicted their schedule. It took forever. So yeah, that's what's happening in the show. We'll dive right into it. I already gave you guys the reasoning for the rebrand, just so it's easier. I can put more content out. Maybe I can put more like actual videos out, like pre-recorded stuff. Maybe it's not always just podcast episodes. Me reacting to a video of a play for the Eagles, or breaking down a win in a YouTube video, or make it's easier to make a TikTok clip, or whatever. Get the show out there, have more people on. Whatever, you all heard that. Any questions, email me at pdnaticcchione@gmail.com. It'll be in the bio. It'll be in the bio. It'll be, in the link in bio. But I've been trying to do this for a while. I just put it off because I kind of felt like, oh, I play hockey, so you should stick with just the Flyers. But it's much easier to talk about everyone else. And now moving forward, not backward in the show, we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia Phillies and how they can win the World Series, why they actually have a chance to, the road to get there, and my predictions for this playoffs. Breaking down everything they have to do, break down the series against the Marlins right now. So the Phillies are 10 times better than the Marlins are. We know this. That is just a fact. The Phillies are so much better than the Marlins as a team as a result of the last 2 months. As of late, the Phillies have been 10 times better than the Marlins. They played harder teams, have better pitching. I'd argue they've had better pitching. They have 100% had the better lineup. So, why are people saying this might be a close series? Because they're not. They're not saying it. This Marlins series is really a matter of the only way the Marlins can win this is if the Phillies play really, really, really bad. And I don't see any way around it that the Phillies win the series. there's obviously a way the Phillies lose this series. It's like, it's just kind of always a thing. It's just always going to be the basis of the playoffs. Anything can happen. It's October. The Marlins were good early in the year. They're coming into CBP. They want to make a statement like we wanted to when we went to St. Louis last year. This is not the same. The Marlins situation this year and the Philly situation last year is not the same. A 4 versus 5 series is much different than a 6 seed who had to grind out every single win against another very good team in the Brewers last year, in the Phillies, against a team that probably wasn't as good as they should have been in a excuse my language, but shitty division, versus now an NL East matchup. Marlins aren't a 6 seed. They had to fight, but they didn't have to fight like the Phillies did last year. It just wasn't that wasn't how that worked. They didn't need to fight for everyone. They lost a few games because they had the tiebreaker and all. The Phillies didn't have that. They didn't have to fight. They didn't have to play out baseball for as long as the Phillies did last year. So for this, the Phillies are coming in here like, okay, we're the better team. We clinched on home field. We have home field. It's in CBP. We're the better team. We have the fans. Everyone's confident in us. Let's go out there and prove them right. Marlins, on the other hand, are looking at this and like, from the Marlins side of things, I don't see how you could be slightly optimistic about this. And if you're somehow a Marlins fan watching this, try to explain to me how you're going to win this series, because you're not. You're just not. There's no way in hell you win this series. I will give you 2 reasons. 1, Phillies are the better team. 2, it's in CBP. That's all we need. It's in Philly in the playoffs in October, and it's the second time Phillies have made. It's first time in a while Phillies have clinched back-to-back postseason berths since, I believe, 2011 through whatever time that was. So it's been a while since we've had back-to-back playoff baseball. And the first time we clinched on home field since 2011. And that does factor into it. And we just played the Mets and we killed them and we got off with a bang. So now going into the playoffs, you're like, why not us? You've been playing great baseball since August. June, you started to come on. July was like, all right. August was all right. September, you played great baseball. So you're coming into this playoffs. You were far and away the best wild card team. You were 90-72. Same record as those Houston Astros, who won their division. So you would have been top 2 in one of the better divisions of baseball. You probably would have won some very close division races. You just got unlucky that you're in the NL East with the Braves. That's the matter of fact. They're a good team, good pitching, good offense, good managers, good everything, great fan base. Everyone's behind them. And I see some national people on MLB Network, on the radio, on podcasts like this one, except they're not Phillies fans, they're national medias. I've seen Braves fans on Twitter saying the Phillies are a dangerous team. I'm scared of them. If they play us, okay, I'll be a little worried. They're one of the more dangerous wildcard teams. If they get hot, watch out. That's what they're saying. And I felt this since forever. This has been something I felt even when in the summer they were going up and down. Grandpa said, it feels like whenever they get up, they always come back down to earth very quickly, too. I didn't feel that. I knew they were. That happens every year. It's nothing new. It's not like we're not used to it. It's not like, oh no, Phillies never. It's not like, no, the Phillies, they've never ever fallen like this. They never had bad stretches like this late in the year. It's not like that's never happened. We're notorious to other fan bases for September collapses. Really, if I'm going to be honest with you. September collapses is what we're known for around the league. Until now. Until this very faithful 2 years. We were known for collapsing. When I mean collapse, I mean collapse. Collapse division leads, wild card leads, everything in the book you can think of. We did it, and we missed the playoffs because of multiple losses and weird months and all this since 2015, even earlier than that. So we're notorious. Like I played MO last year before we made the playoffs and went on that run, and now we're solidified as top team. They say, "Oh yeah, can the Phillies avoid another?" This is again MLB The Show and the road to what's it called? Road to October, September to October, or whatever it's called. And they're like, "Oh, can the Phillies avoid another September collapse?" And that was the thing. So it's not like we're not used to them going up and down and up and like a roller coaster, right? We signed up for this. It's not like we didn't sign up for bad months. But they got their shit together. Bullpen has been a little shaky. They got their shit together in the last few months. No, weeks. Sorry. So you're coming into this series. You're feeling confident. Why not? You're better than the Marlins by actually a considerable margin. So why not? Why not us for the World Series? We saw this last year. They took down top teams to get there, like the Braves, like the Padres who got hot. They goddamn near took down the Astros in the World Series. Sadly, 2 wins away. I cried that day. So why not run it back? I mean, I watched 7 minutes of playoff highlights for last year, and I'm like, why not run it back? Because they can. They have the team too. They have the coaches too. They barely lost anyone from last year. Hell, they got better. They got better. They somehow, some way, after going to the World Series in the offseason, you got better. And people aren't picking you to get past the second round. DS. Why is that? Well, maybe because the Braves have the best freaking year in baseball. But and I'll talk about this potential series matchup later, and if that happens, I'll talk about it. But I'll actually read you the matchups and everything, and potential and the stats and all this. The Phillies have so much of an advantage in Game 1. We're going out there with Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler, Game 1 starter. Since day one, we knew that was going to be the case if we played in a wild card series. And he was going to be the Game 1, first game of the postseason starter. No matter how bad he did, that was the formula. That's always the formula. That's always the formula. Sorry, something I had to fix. That was always what was going to happen forever and always. So, we knew that. And the Marlins are rolling out an interesting starter here. They got riddled with injuries. I think so. I mean, I know they got riddled with injuries earlier in the year, in June and July, and all these earlier months. They lost some good pitchers, and they're rolling out Luzardo. I think that's how I say his name. They could do better. Again, you have the pitching matchup. They had to use their starters to fight for a wild card spot. They had to play hard for that, even though they had a tiebreaker. Hell, they didn't even play a full 162 games. There's a game against the Mets that they didn't make up. It didn't matter. They didn't even play the full 162. They didn't. They didn't play the full 162, and that's a fact. There's no debating that because it's obvious. It's on the scorecards. Granted, they would have won that game. But they didn't play full 162. We did. And we played a damn good full 162, except for the first month. And looking at this pitching matchup, I'm fully confident in the Phillies. So why not? Because why not. Breaking it down, I mean, CBP, it's more than likely sold out. Yep. Tuesday, October 3rd. Tickets for the Phillies wildcard game on October 3rd are currently not available. Please note a limited number of seats may become available at a later date. It's Tuesday. It's Monday, October 2nd, so I don't think they'll be coming out anytime soon. It's going to be sold out. CBP. And they're in trouble, the Marlins. They're in trouble. They ain't ready for this. They've never been in an environment like this. I can guarantee you that. They've never been in an environment like this one. And it's sold out. I think every game in the series at this point sold out. So on ESPN, primetime, rally towels waving. Those red rally towels waving. They will be. I can guarantee you they're not going to be able to hear what pitch is coming through the pitch clock. I can guarantee that. So, yeah. It's going to be a hell of a series, hell of a playoffs. Hopefully they can go far. I think they can. They were built for the postseason. Don't forget the Trey Turner signing, this signing, that whatever we did in the offseason. Don't forget it. Don't forget the improvement of Nick Castellanos. 100 RBIs. Kyle Schwarber still doing his thing. Everything's still in place. We were built for this. The Phillies were built for this moment. For the playoffs. For these tough teams. For these NL East series. To win the division was the expectation. Don't forget how big of expectations were at the beginning of the year. Because that was still a thing. That was a thing. Don't forget that. How excited we were for this. How good they were supposed to be. And they are. 90 wins isn't easy to do. Flip this over and put a 0. It's 90. 90 wins. That's not easy to do out of 162 games. Only 72 losses. Not that bad. So anyway, let's dive right in. I'm rambling. I'm excited. Tomorrow sucks I'm not going to be able to watch it a little bit because I have a 8 to 9 o'clock hockey practice, so I'm going to miss the first little bit of the game. It's alright. I'll watch game 2. I'll watch it win. So now let's hop right into my post-season predictions. So, we'll be using the 2023 postseason bracket challenge. MLB, not sponsored. Not sponsored at all. In any way, shape, or form am I sponsored by the MLB. They probably don't even know who I am. Some random kid in the suburbs of Philly making a podcast, talking, sharing all my favorite teams, giving them money. They don't know who I am, so I'm definitely not. Just to let you know, I'm not sponsored. Just letting y'all know. I'm not sponsored. Alright, first we'll start off with the American League wildcard. And the Orioles and Astros obviously have byes. They're the 1 and 2 seeds. First series we will look at is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers are an interesting team because they fought for that AL West, I believe, division crown with the Astros very close. It's not that they played bad, it's more that the Astros just played out of their freaking minds. And now they face a team like the Rays. The Rays, off to a historic start, barely missed 100 wins. Just right there. Ugh, right the fuck there. It was right there. It was in front of them. So it's this might be the series of the round. This might be a game 3, bottom of the 9th walk-off type series. It could be a close series of both teams play to their status. And don't forget that the Rays got off to that main start. For the Rangers, I believe it depends on pitching for them. Their pitching can show up and their offense can show up at the same time. They can upset the Rays. If they stay consistent, they can. But that said, I'm taking the Rays. I don't think the Rangers are going to be able to hold the Rays off. The Tampa Bay Rays got off to that historic start. You think they're going to stop now? They slowed down, but who cares? It's in Tropicana Field. Huge advantage for them. Just the way that stadium's built, and maybe the crowd shows out for them. Next series, we got the Minnesota Twins and the Toronto Blue Jays. Now look at the records. This was the weirdest thing ever. It's a division winner versus the 6 seed. The 89 win Toronto Blue Jays are playing the 87 win Twins, and it's in Minnesota. It's at Target Field. Sorry. So, I mean, I think the Blue Jays are the better team. If their offense can get going, I think that's what it depends on. I don't really particularly like anything about the Twins, so I think the Blue Jays might win it too. Don't love anything particular about them. Just don't, why not? We'll go through the whole AL. I'll tell you who I have going to World Series. And then, I'll give my prediction. Then all that. You guys know how this works. I'm dumb. And then Orioles, Rays, Orioles. Easy. Don't have to say much. Orioles are the better team. Game 5 would be in Baltimore. They've been playing great. And then Astros are just more experienced. And then Blue Jays, I think their offense can only stay hot for one series at a time. And the Astros would have to go dead cold for them to win that series. And then the ALCS, I have the Houston Astros going to the World Series yet again. Just because I don't know if Baltimore is experienced enough for that, especially with Bautista going down with Tommy John. Hurts them. And then let's go over to the NL side, the most interesting side. More interesting side, I should say. The Philadelphia Phillies versus the Mariners is the first series we're going to look at. And we already know who I have there. The Philadelphia Phillies are going to win, and it's going to be in 2, and it's going to be not particularly close. Might be 2 close games, but it's not going to be particularly close when we look back on it. Next, we have the Brewers and D-backs. Very, very, very close series by the Brewers. It's going to be close. I think Corbin Carroll, they can score. If there's one thing the D-backs can do, it's steal bases and score runs. I truly, truly believe that because, God, they're very, very good at what they do. Because, they're very good, they're very fast, they're very young. Now let's go back up. No, I forgot how I did this. I'm dumb. Braves, Phillies will save for after. Just because I think that's going to be a series I could go in depth about for like 20 minutes. I won't trust. This won't be longer. This won't be too long. If I could stop scrolling up. Brewers, Dodgers. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman versus Christian Yelich and Corbin Burnes. Burnes is probably going to be used in this series right here. Game 1. I assume so. I have the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are just purely the better team. And I don't think that the Brewers are going to be able to stay hot for this long. And then this series. Braves, Phillies. If this is how the bracket goes, the Phillies are going to have 2 out of least matchups in a row. Going to be a hard road. It's not going to be an easy road to the World Series. Never is. Nothing worth doing is ever easy. Braves, 104 wins. Historic season. Probably the best team ever. And they can make it the most historic team ever by going and beating the Phillies and winning the World Series. Or the Phillies could do what they did last year and upset them, and I think they will. Here's why. We seen them do it last year. I don't know how much the Braves can stay hot through October. And if I'm wrong about, I've been saying this all year. I know the Phillies can beat this Braves team in a 7-game series. In a 5-7 game series. I know we can. Because our pitching, if they get hot, they get hot. If our offense gets hot, they get hot. If Trey turns it on like he still has been, and he's come on very good since that standing 0, we got this. It's going to be a very close game. 3 games in Philly. Run it back. Why not? I want all the smoke with them. Not maybe all the smoke. But I ain't ducking them. Come on, let's go. Let's have the best series of the playoffs right there. Then, NLCS, Dodgers, Phillies. We've seen the Phillies beat the Dodgers before. How long can Mookie play like he's been playing? And how long can Freddie Freeman help him? And the pitching, how long, besides Kershaw, and if everyone else starts slowing down and this, that, they haven't been as good as they should. Really. It's been Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, and that's it. It's a power of friendship, as they say. I just don't see it, really. Now, the moment of truth. The 2023 World Series. 290 and 72 teams. And it just so happens it's a rematch of last year. Just so happens. I think it goes a little differently this time. You're Philadelphia Phillies. Our world freaking champions. Here's why. We have the offense. Trey Turner's starting to get hot. Our pitching is very good. This is definitely not biased. Astros haven't been playing well. I don't know how. They're getting older. Altuve getting older. Alvarez getting older. I'm still scared of them. A little bit scared of them. I want the smoke. Let's go. Run it back. Come on. Cause I don't know. Catch has McCormick made that catch 2 times. Not gonna lie. Because if that ends up happening again, I will cry. Let's go. Let's rematch it. Come on. Don't be scared. Let's go. And I think if we do play them, we will win. We're the better team. I believe so in my heart. Our pitching's better. They ended up having a weaker AL, so then they got the 2 seed, a weaker division than the NL East. Imagine them in the NL East. With the Braves having to play them how many times we did. So I think we're the tougher team. We can run through the playoffs. I think we will. I think the Philadelphia Phillies are going to be world freaking champions. Book it. Book your bets. Copy this exact bracket. I will scan it right now. You can check my Twitter, Pinaccio, at Pinaccio1. I'll probably put it down if I remember in the bio. But this is my bracket. Yeah, let's go Phils. So those are my postseason predictions. They're gonna be right. Book it. And next thing we'll be going to, I know that is Sixers Media Day in the Eastern Conference. What the actual fuck? Game to the Bucks. Jrue Holiday, who we were rumored to get, we should have got. Daryl Morey wasn't so bad at his job. Goes to the Celtics. Obviously, they lose Robert Williams and all them, and they get worse for sure. They lost Grant Williams, and it's not the same there, but it's definitely not bad. But what same thing as Joel Embiid said at media today. So you could probably look this up. But the reporter asked him, "Oh, how does it feel that none of those teams have surpassed you?" And Embiid said, "Who said they surpassed us? You just have to go on that floor and put the ball in the basket. We still have Maxey, and Harden wasn't there. So if we can get something for Harden at the trade deadline or before the trade deadline, whenever we want to do that, or whenever that comes to an end, we will be good. Trust. We'll be fine. I'm a little worried, and that sucks. Because Daryl Morey doesn't know how to really do his job. It doesn't seem like he knows how to do his job. Sorry. So, what is he doing? He's going to eat a cookie, a crumble cookie? Instead of going to get Jrue Holiday? Come on, dude. You gotta be kidding. Go out there and do your job. Joel Embiid tweeted out, oh yeah, this offseason has been funny. He liked it like it was little bitch. Go out there and help him. Maxey's great on our line, and we have a championship roster except for another superstar. Riley's just we just need something to compete with the rest of the East. Dame and the Bucks are right on our heels. They were on our heels all last year. Celtics, we lost to them. Both of those teams are better. Were finished better than us and ended up being better than us in the standings last year. So why wouldn't you go out there and just try to level the playing field after they're going to make the moves? Because you're not. And the roster you are putting out on the court right now, I love Nick Nurse, and he's going to make this team 10 times better, even without Harden on the court. But with that said, the other teams got 10 times better as well. So I'm scared of the East, and it's going to be very hard. We're still going to be top 3 seed. Cavs are even still good. Donovan Mitchell is there. They saw that team, and they could get better. So, he just needs to get up off his ass and go make a trade, please. Please, can you go do that? He's right there. The opportunity's right there. Find some star, someone, anyone to trade for. Please, just get Harden out of here. Get a little Porter. Stop. It's not happening. He's not coming back. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Sixer situation. Not great, but why not? Embiid can play the way he played last year. We'll be fine. Probably enough in the playoffs? Probably not. Anyhow, next thing we'll be talking about is the 4-0 Eagles and the Commanders game. That Commanders game was close, obviously. Win. Go Birds. Obviously, it was a win. Very close win. But those are the wins you need. The sneaky divisional team that comes up and makes it a very, very close game. You need those wins. A.J. Brown going insane in the last minute or so. The taunting penalty, I'm not really mad at. I mean, he admitted he was wrong. Jalen Hurts isn't going to not let him, own up to it. So, yeah, they're fine. They'll be fine. They're not frauds, like everyone's saying. I think that to react, but they might be better than the Niners. The Niners just played the Cardinals, blew them out, so close wins are what you need. Like that Commanders win. And Jake Elliott has been... Shout out to Jake Elliott, man. What the hell? Game-winning kick. He's been great through 4 weeks. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't think for a second. So, yeah. I mean, great win. Swift has been just perfect. Kelsey and the O-line still holding up the tush push. Brotherly shove. I'm not sure how I feel on that name yet. Going between it, but if that's what we're calling it, that's what we're calling it. I don't have a say in it. But, yeah. Keep going. Hurts, just get on your feet a little more and start passing. You played great. Everyone played great. Smith and Brown both got theirs. Zuckus is making a difference. Pretty sure if that's not how you're saying it, I'm sorry. But the one thing I have to say, you got Gainwell involved. You've gotten Swift involved. Scott, you're safe for those Giants weeks, and I get that. Why aren't you using Rashad Penny? Let me look this up. Hold on. Let me look at Rashad Penny's stats. See how many carries he has. Now, I'm not demanding I'm not demanding anything like, oh yeah, let's switch it up. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I kind of like to see what he got. I haven't seen anything from him, so let's just see. And as if for the defense, keep going, keep getting pressure. Redick needs to start showing up a little bit. He'll get there. Trust me. Jordan Davis, shout out to you. That's great for you to do that, and keep going. Jordan Davis is playing insane. The Fletcher Cox looks like he's 25 again because he's not getting double teamed. Jalen Carter, it's a crime that he fell to us, and I'm so happy about it. Go get him. Nobody can touch us right now. The only other team, Dallas lost to the Cardinals. The Cardinals. Dak is throwing interceptions now. The Giants aren't shit. So you gotta worry about those three. You just beat the Commanders, so you're gonna see them again. You have to get ready for a close game. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. And back to the Rashaad Penny thing. Oh, also we need to go get a safety now. Because Reed Blankenship is playing amazing, but again, Maddox being out sucks. You have to go either replace him. I'm not saying replace him. Go get someone to help out when he's gone. Help Reed Blankenship out. Anywho, back to the Rashaad Penny thing I was saying. He's had 3 carries all year for 9 yards. 9 yards. 9 yards. And 3 carries. Get him involved. If he gets going and we have that quadruple threat at running back, no one's stopping us. We're going to be the best team, far and away the best team. Because the Chiefs looking like not the Chiefs. It's like the Jets, not being the Jets because they're Aaron Rodgers. Bills, I'm a little scared. Dolphins, I'm scared of. Obviously, the Niners are definitely something, but go get them. We want the smoke. We got to play all those teams I just named. Go get them. Keep playing your deal. So, yeah. Next thing is the Philadelphia Flyers. And sadly, I still have to talk about them. Love them. Are in the best situation now. Carter Hart has been in the trade rumor mill for about more than a month. It was looking like he was going to get shipped out of here. And then he went to the press conference a few days ago before the preseason game, his first game. His only first full start, I'm pretty sure that they're going to give him in the preseason. He played out of his mind. Played a few really, really great saves. He's right there. Yep. He's right there if you were wondering who that was. Carter Hart. He's been pitching. No. He's been playing great so far in his career. He not 2020 bubble, he carried us. And he should get a bag wherever he goes. I just don't think it will be here. So he was asked about the trade rumors. He's like, yeah, no. I love the city. I love the fans. I trust Danny Briere. Whatever he wants to do is his decision. And he ended up going out there and balling. So we'll see what happens with them. Cam Atkinson is alive. I knew Sean Couturier was alive because I met him in an elevator. I was too scared to say something. I was at a Phillies game. I was too scared to say something because I didn't know if it was him or not. Anyway, I knew he was there, but I had no idea Cam Atkinson was alive. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. There's not much to talk about with this team. Reason why I rebranded, Philly 4 Pod. I've had that name in my mind for a while. I love it. Philly 4 Pod. See you next time. Make sure to follow me at Peanut1 on Twitter. Subscribe, like if you really want to. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I'll try to upload every week. Alright, thank you, and go Phils. Hopefully they can go far. And yeah, keep tabs on the Philly sports. Really appreciate it.